Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Cup of Joe show. I'm Joe, that's Jeremy. We're going to bring you something special today. Well, something different, anyway. We're thinking, we haven't seen a movie, so we were just trying to think, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And we're watching The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and I was like, we could make a Sally Field career show, and that was obviously shot down by even myself. So, considering that, and we'll get to it later, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation came out this weekend, we are going to have a Tom Cruise episode where we discuss Tom Cruise movies and the best Tom Cruise movies. Now, this kind of comes with a caveat of I think that Jeremy has actually seen more Tom Cruise movies than me, possibly. I don't know.
I haven't seen the Mission Impossible series.
Well, that's
aside from the very first one.
That's true.
Or
that's
Top
true.
Gun.
That's you've never seen Top Gun?
Nope.
Okay, that's okay. All right. Well, let's get into the danger zone then. Here we go. I understood that reference. You didn't. Well, you did too.
Well, everyone knows that one.
Everyone knows that reference. That's true. All right.
Feel the need for speed.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So, I don't know how we're going to do this. Did you end up with a top 5, or did you end up with more than that?
I had a top 5.
Okay.
I could have thrown in some honorable mentions, but whatever.
All right. Well, let's just start, Geez. Interesting enough, Top Gun is not in my top 5, even though I was like, what? You've never seen Top Gun? Also, other movies, I don't think you've ever seen Jerry Maguire. Jerry Maguire's great, also not in my top 5. Cuba Gooding Jr. is, like, fantastic in that movie. But who's that? Like, where has he been? Let's see. Yeah, I also have, I have Valkyrie down here. I also have Tropic Thunder, one of the funniest comedies ever, which it probably takes you a minute to realize that Tom Cruise is in that film, but he is in it. So, I mean, there down below are just some great films. Tom Cruise is just, no matter how you feel about the guy, he's a great actor, and he probably gets into his roles more than any other person does. He does the stunts for Mission Impossible movies. I mean, he does the stunts for his movies, but, like, he does these big-time stunts for Mission Impossible movies. He's a great actor. General feelings on Tom Cruise, Jeremy?
Well, I mean, a lot of people have issues with how crazy he went with the whole Scientology thing in the mid-2000s and all that, but I feel like since then he's really toned things down, about that. There's been no couch jumping or things like that. So, Tom Cruise is just a likable, charismatic guy and everything, and, he's in his 50s now, but he's still doing action flicks and he's still pulling it off, so.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great actor. I do understand if you don't like him, but he is great, and we honestly need him for these action films, and we need people to be more like him. It's weird that you talk about, like, we really need Tom Cruise and Keanu Reeves. Like, it's just like, what do you mean? They make these great action movies because they get into their stunts, and we need actors to get and do their stunts. At least, like, some of them, or most of them. It makes it more real. It makes it easier on the director because they can do normal shots instead of this cam, shaky cam. See? You don't even know if it's me, but, like, anyway. So, let's get into it. I've made my Tom Cruise point a little too much, and now I'm a little dizzy, but, okay. Let's just go tit for tat here.
Okay.
Alright, I have it my number 5, and I don't even know if this is right, because this is so hard. I have number 5, I have Edge of Tomorrow, / Live, Die, Repeat, / All You Need Is Kill. Whatever you want to name this movie's great, alright? This movie is great. It was the biggest surprise of 2014. Tom Cruise kills it. Emily Blunt kills it. I mean, it's a fun it's a fun movie. It's an interesting movie. It's a mysterious movie. You don't know what's going on. It's very intriguing. I've seen it multiple times. I'll watch it more times. It's great. It's action packed. It's not anything like the marketing campaign was for the film. This is a great movie. I would definitely suggest it if you haven't seen it yet. But yeah, I've got Edge of Tomorrow, number 5 on my list.
Alright, well, as opposed to you, Tropic Thunder actually made my list, not just the honorable mentions.
Mm-hmm.
And that comes in at number 5, which, you might want to call Tom Cruise's role in the movie a cameo, but given the amount of screen time he gets and everything, I feel like it goes beyond a cameo. Like, it's a legitimate role. Granted, one that wasn't really advertised or anything, and nobody really had any idea he was going to be in the movie, going into it, but that's part of what made it so great. He's this, like, disgusting, Hollywood executive with, like, balding hair and, like, a beer gut and everything, and it was just hilarious, and, he kills it in that role. He really plays against type. He's sleazy, not this, like, slick, good-looking guy and everything. He, curses like a sailor and everything. So it was really funny to see, that side of Tom Cruise get brought out in what is, altogether a very, very funny movie.
Yes, Oscar-nominated Robert Downey Jr. actually in that film, and Tom Cruise delivers arguably the funniest line of the entire film, which I can't say, but, if you've seen it, you know. Number 4, I'm going to put Ghost Protocol. This actually put more so the Mission Impossible franchise on the map. I don't know what the building's called, Burj Khalifa, or maybe I'm just combining Wiz Khalifa with a building. I don't know. I'm going to call it the Burj Khalifa, though. That scene, it just takes it. Tom Cruise is actually on the side of the tallest building in the world. I think it's the tallest in the world.
It is.
Okay, cool. Thank you. It's phenomenal, but that's not the only good part of the film. This is another fun movie. It's funny. It's action packed. It has that incredible scene that will always stick out. Maybe similar to this airplane scene in Ghost Protocol. Rogue Nation. That's out this weekend. Are we on the marketing campaign? I've plugged that twice. All right. Anyway, sorry, but Ghost Protocol, yes, very similar to the reasons of Edge of Tomorrow. Again, great actors. Simon Pegg, Jeremy Renner found a nice spot for himself as well. So great film. I know you haven't seen it, but it is great. See it.
Okay. My number 4 spot was Edge of Tomorrow, and I mainly agree with your thoughts about that. Good performances all around. I really like the concept and everything. I like how that's executed. Also, it's pretty solid special effects, and has a lot of heart.
True. It's a fact. Good call. Good additions. All right. Moving on to number 3. Let's just talk about this together, since I totally peeked and saw that Collateral is number 3 on your list as well. This movie is great. I'm gonna put it as even underrated. This movie is so good. You got director Michael Mann. Probably the last good thing that he ever did. But he just directed this movie phenomenally. Tom Cruise is amazing in it. He is the guy. He's, you actually kind of like him, which is interesting because he's the villain. But I think that's when you realize that a movie's good or a character is really good, because you kind of start rooting for it. You somewhat root for Tom Cruise during that film, and he does really cool things. Tom Cruise. He actually, speaking of getting into character, he actually, prepared for that by trying not to be recognized in restaurants and stuff. He went to bars and stuff and kind of put his hat down and tried not to be recognized to prepare for that role in the film. Really got into character, and it really paid off for him in that film. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like Tropic Thunder, it's another instance of Tom Cruise playing against type. Don't really get to see him play villains much,
It's
and
true.
he actually knocked it out of the park. He used that charisma that he has and that he always brings to his roles to, make for a very very interesting villain, and he plays off Jamie Foxx really well. And most of the movie is just those two. I mean, not to say that there aren't other characters, but it's really just those two, and they carry it pretty much. I think Tom Cruise kind of, outshines Jamie
I think
Foxx
so
a
too.
bit,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's just a great performance.
Best club shootout scene I've ever seen, and the only one that's come close is Keanu Reeves and John Wick. Yeah, but I said earlier I wasn't lying. But yeah, anyway, moving on to my number 2 is going to be the first Mission Impossible movie. Love this movie. Just so quotable. It's just it sticks with me. Might be a little bit of a personal pick. Um, it might be. Ghost Protocol is probably a better overall film than the first Mission Impossible, but like Mission Impossible is like what set it off. It just has amazing, like I said, quotable. Kittredge, you've never seen me upset. Oh man, red light, green light. It's so much fun. It's so cool, that scene where he has to go into, hang on the wire and stuff. It's great. It's really, and it set off this pretty good franchise we have that's called Mission Impossible. So I'll put it at number 2.
My number 2 pick, A Few Good Men.
Oh, all
Yes. Anyway, A Few Good Men, really, really solid movie all around, just filled with good performances. From Tom Cruise, Demi Moore, especially Jack Nicholson, who's Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicklaus is the golfer.
right. Correct.
Okay, but anyway, yeah, it has just great performances across the board. It's an interesting court drama and everything. It doesn't have fight scenes or action scenes
Right.
like a lot of Tom Cruise movies. It's a court battle and everything, which was kind of interesting to see. But again, Tom Cruise turns in a really good performance, and it's a bit of a mystery too, because they're trying to find out what really happened in court, and the audience also doesn't know what happened, so they're trying to figure things out, and it all comes together at the end, which has been sufficiently spoiled. But in the off chance that you haven't seen the end of A Few Good Men, I shan't get into it.
Yeah, but I mean, the line is "you can't handle the truth," so I don't know if that's that much of a spoiler. I may
True.
disagree with you on that one, but anyway, I do have at number 1 A Few Good Men. I love court dramas. It's an excellent pick on your part. Everything you said is so right. Tom Cruise is amazing in that movie. Again, like that scene where he's like drunk, even before the "you can't handle the truth" part, the scene where he's drunk and he comes in and he gets into it with Demi Moore, and he's just like, should we or should we not follow the advice of the galactically stupid? And it's just like, he's so good in that movie. And again, you said it, Jack Nicholson, he is, oh my god, he's amazing. He like steals movies all the time. As small roles he has. With stacked cast, he always steals it, and he once again took scenes in this great movie. Another movie would be The Departed. I mean, Jack Nicholson's actually my favorite part of The Departed, of all those great actors. But anyway, staying on topic, You Can't Handle the Truth. That whole scene is amazing. I mean, it just well acted. Like you said, it's not an action movie, but it feels like an action movie because there's always something going on. It's incredible. I support your decision of number 2. I just haven't one higher.
Yes.
What you got?
Well, my number 1 movie would be Minority Report. Ever since I first saw this movie way back when, it just always really stuck with me. I think it's great. It's, as with all the movies that we've picked, it's a really good Tom Cruise performance. I tend to really enjoy sci-fi, and I just love the concept behind this film. The whole pre-crime thing, like stopping crimes before they even happen. but then later in the movie it goes into, can we really do that? Can we really know? Is this really just if they haven't technically committed a crime yet, to arrest them for something that hasn't happened? So it goes into that. It goes into some philosophical things. Colin Farrell turns in a good performance and everything, and so there's a lot of mystery to it. There's some amazing action sequences. Tom Cruise is really good, and it's just a damn good movie.
I'm with you there. Shocked no Last Samurai?
I've never seen that.
Oh, okay. I thought you'd seen it. But anyway, that's pretty much. We have about 4.5 minutes. We really went through that show. But
yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. We're going to be done with that. Let's just. Do you have quick box office thoughts? Because I don't. You said that it wasn't that great of a box office.
The Weekend?
Yeah.
No, it was horrible.
Okay.
It was really boring. I mean, whatever. I could just. Yeah, let's just breeze through this. Okay, well, may as well touch on the fact that Paper Towns opened in 6th place with just 12.7 million, and that's barely a quarter of The Fault in Our Stars. So, I guess The Fault in Our Stars was really just, its own thing. I mean, not every John Green movie is going to be some big success. So, the number 5 was Southpaw. That opened to 16.7 million, and that's a pretty solid opening, actually. I don't think it'll have, great legs or anything, but that's not a bad start. It's quite a bit better than Nightcrawler, at least. Number 4, we had Trainwreck. That was down 43% to 17.3 million. Total of 61.5. That's a good, if not great, hold. It's not anything spectacular. So Trainwreck continues to do pretty all right for itself. Production budget of 35 million. So it'll definitely turn a profit in the end. I don't think it gets to 100 though. Number 3, we had Minions. That was down 54% to 22.9 million for a total of 262.5. Minions continues to fall pretty hard for a kids movie, but I mean, I guess it did open really, really high, in fairness, and it's hard to hold on when you open over 100 million like that. And it's still going to make, over 300 million and probably $1 billion worldwide, so who's complaining? Number 2 was Pixels, and that opened to 24 million, and that's pretty disappointing, actually. Even like the Grown-Ups movies opened to significantly more than that. So I just feel like Pixels is a lot of wasted potential and could have been a better and more successful movie with better execution. And number 1 was Ant-Man. For the second weekend in a row, that fell 57% to 24.9 million. Has a total of 106.2. It seems like every single Marvel movie drops somewhere around 55 to 57%. So this is pretty standard for Ant-Man. It's still got a shot at getting to about 150 or so, which wouldn't be bad.
Go see Ant-Man, people. It's actually a good movie. I understand the non-desire to see it, but it's good and it belongs. Go see it. Give it the money it deserves. I mean, it's gonna be fine with overseas and stuff, but come on, give it some money. Anyway, let's talk about. Okay, we've got Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation coming out. That came out this weekend. Man, this movie looks good. It's got great reviews. It looks like it's picking up right where Ghost Protocol left off. Literally, they've just replaced Paula Patton with other girl. I don't know who it is, but that's all they've done, and that's great because they've found a really cool formula, and it looks like they've hit another Mission Impossible movie out of the park.
Yeah, agreed. I still got to do some catching up on the whole franchise. I've only seen the first. And it's looking like Ghost Protocol is probably going to open somewhere around the 50 million range.
I gotcha. So, what else is there?
Vacation.
Oh, man. Getting horrible reviews. Pretty much what I expected. It's going to be awful.
Yep. Yeah, opened on Wednesday to absolutely terrible numbers. Won't even make 15 for the weekend.
Yeah, the movie's a joke. So.
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth, you shouldn't have been in it. I feel bad for you. I'm sorry. Have a good week, everybody.